I don't know about you, but I chose my heart. And my heart was 5 years of 365, 100% dialed in focus. And I'm going to choose that hard so I don't have to work hard for somebody else the next 40, 50 years of my life. This is my heart.
Let's go.
So, a couple things that I want you to go all in on, okay? Number one, how do business people walk? How do they talk? How do they dress? How do they act? I remember Irvin came into our office one time. He had these diamond earrings, right? He came in with diamond earrings. I was like, nice diamonds, my guy, right? And he came in. He had these diamond. And by the way, I'm not gonna judge because I had diamond earrings, right? I had diamond earrings. They weren't real diamonds, but they looked like it after I took toothpaste and I shined them. Anybody ever done that? I'm the only one. Okay. So they looked real. So I wasn't judgmental of it, but I told him, I said, listen, in business, you don't wear diamond earrings. He said, okay. So then all of a sudden, Irvin stopped wearing his diamonds. I was like, fantastic. I rented a yacht. He shows up on the yacht with diamond earrings. And I told him, I said, Irvin? He goes, yeah. I said, are you two different people? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, are you a different person in business than you are outside of business? I said, you can't play business. You got to be a business person. There's a difference. There's a difference between acting like a business person and being a business person. There's a difference between dressing like a business person and being a business person. There's a big difference between saying you're a business person and actually being a business person. You got to be congruent. You got to be the same person in business as you are outside of business. The good news is Irvin caught that and he said, it makes sense now. Make sense? We were in Canada a couple of days ago, and as I'm in Canada, one of the gentlemen I brought with me, he was asking me a whole bunch of questions. And one of the questions that he asked me said, be brutally honest with me. What are some of the things that I got to improve on? I said, did you notice how Marty, myself, Eric, and Mario were all dressed up in suits as executives? He goes, yeah. I said, that's because we are executives. I said, we're not pretending to be. I said, so this whole image that you have, you got to become a real business person, like a legitimate business person, a real one, not a pretend one, not one that dresses like it, not one that talks about it, but a real business person that understands business. And you can't be one way in the office or one way on Zoom and one way with a client and then another way on a Friday night. You can't be that way if you want to succeed. And do you want to know why? 2 reasons. Number 1, it's not congruent and your team will eventually find you out. But number 2 is you are with you. And when you are with you, you know everything that you do and or shouldn't be doing. And when you know what you shouldn't be doing and you know that it's not right, well, then guess what happens? As you climb closer to the success, you start to realize that I'm not deserving of it because I was with me when I was doing what I shouldn't be doing. And so then you self-sabotage your own success because you know you're not deserving of it or worthy of it. You are with you. And so because you are with you, you can't lie about the work you did or did not do. Some of us like, I just feel like I deserve it. You feel like you deserve it, but you were with you when you didn't do the work to deserve it. I just know I want it. You know you want it, but you know you don't deserve it because you were with you when you showed up somewhere you shouldn't have been. Make sense? You can't be 2 different people. You're either a business person or you're not. You're either legit or you're fake. And I want to challenge you to step into being whatever you want to be. And I think sometimes people have a hard time with this because they have imposter syndrome. They're like, I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not. Heath Ledger was an actor that played the Joker. And he said, okay, I'm going to pretend to be this character. And he pretended to be a character that led to him actually being like the character. Make sense? Meaning he fought so hard to become the character that he actually became the character that led to him entering such deep levels of depression, just like the Joker, that it cost him his life. So if that can take place on a negative, well, then what that also means is it can take place on a positive. Meaning if you said, okay, this is what a business person looks like, I'm going to step into the shoes of a business person and I'm going to walk like them. I'm going to talk like them. I'm going to act like them, right? This is what a person with strong character looks like. I'm going to step into those shoes and I'm going to be that person. This is what a financially successful person operates like. I'm going to step into those shoes and I'm going to be that person now. You can pretend to be somebody and become it. Make sense? And so if some of us are operating with that imposter syndrome, we're like, I'm afraid to act like something I'm not. Here's the deal. Only be afraid to step into it if you think you're going to go back to the other spot, because then it's fake. But if you say, hey, this is who I am. I'm no longer who I was yesterday. I'm no longer who I was a week ago. If you met me yesterday and you're meeting me today, allow me to introduce myself because I'm a whole new me. I'm a whole new version of me. I got new skills, new mindset, new character, new integrity, new faith. I am a whole new person because I stepped in today willing to leave what I was behind me and willing to blaze the trail of what I'm going to become. I'm leaving the old me behind. I'm stepping into the new me. Make sense? Okay? So I want to challenge all of you to become real business people, not fake business people, not people that talk business, not people that post stuff on social media in a suit with the briefcase with nothing in it. I'm talking about a real, legitimate business person. Moving forward, no matter what, you got to be the same person in business as you are outside of business. So if you get on a call and talk one thing, live it, or else you will sabotage all your success as you get closer to it because you will know that you're not real and authentic. Make sense? I'm Mama Bear. Number 2, you got to go all in on your identity. You got to go all in on your identity. You will never out-earn your self-worth, and your self-worth will determine your net worth. And so what happens is this, okay? If we're not improving our identity, and if we're not elevating what we feel we deserve, and if we're not raising the standard for what we allow in our life, then we will continue to live the life that we're currently living, okay? Think about it like this. How many of you guys have ever made more money than you've ever made, and then it went back down to like what you were consistently making? And then how many of you guys have ever made less money than you were used to, and all of a sudden you got uncomfortable, and then within a month, you're right back to your normal income? That's your identity. Your identity is governing your income, okay? Identity is not just what you feel you deserve, because if you don't feel like you deserve it, you will self-sabotage anything that allows you to get to greater heights. But also identity is what you allow. And so what most people don't do is they don't change the standard for what they allow. If you allow yourself to get less than 3 directs, then your identity around direct recruiting is low. If you allow yourself to do less than 20,000 personal points, then your personal production identity is low. We don't just have identities when it comes to money. We have identities revolved around our meeting attendance. We have identities revolved around our fitness. We have identities around our marriage. We have identities around our standard for being a parent. We have identities around our direct recruiting, our personal production, our cash flow, our net worth, our savings. We have identities around everything. And so we got to constantly be elevating our identity, meaning what we allow. If we allow ourselves to show up late to the office, then that means that we have an identity that permits that. Make sense? We got to change our identity. So we got to go all in on our self-improvement, all in on our development, all in on changing our standard for what we think is okay and what we do not permit as okay. We got to change that standard. Does this make sense? Okay. Number 3, your team will never outcommit your level of commitment. Your team will never be more committed than you. And so I think a lot of us, we have people in our organization, we're like, why won't they go all in? And it's because they see you not going all in. They see you not full-time. They say you not banking on this. They're like, if everything's as good as you say it is, how come you're part-time? If everything is as good as you think it is, how come you're not giving this your best? If this is as good as you think this is, how come you're not telling the world about it? So we're like, Matt, how come you guys recruited 13,000 people in the last 10 months? I think it's 14,000 now. But how come? It's because I know in my heart that there is nothing better than this. We got to go all in. And if somebody's like, well, how do I go all in? You got to sell yourself on why this is the best opportunity in business today. You got to sell yourself on that. You got to sell yourself on why the products that we're offering are the best in the industry. If you sell yourself, you're going to have the easiest time in the world selling other people. Because those who are convinced will be convincing. Those who believe will be believed. So if I believe that this is the best thing and I'm convinced that this is the best thing, then when I step into an appointment, I become more influential because I'm not talking from theory. I'm not talking from hope. I'm talking from conviction and belief and certainty. And there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can say that's going to take me off the path of I know that this is the best thing that ever existed. You can't convince me that it's not. There's a difference. So you got to sell yourself on why the products are the best in the industry. You got to sell yourself on why this opportunity is the best in the industry. And so now when you're in an appointment and somebody's like, I don't know. You're like, you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? Okay? What do you mean you don't know? I read something online. Okay. What's your name? What's your name? Bob. Okay. So you read something about us online. Is that correct? I'm not reading anything about you online. How come that is? So, well, there's no reason for me to be online. It's because you haven't done anything worth talking about. Make sense? I just posted this on Instagram as I was driving over here. You ready for this? Okay. If no one sees you as an enemy, you aren't feared enough. If no one sees you as a threat, you aren't strong enough. If people don't talk about you behind your back, then you aren't doing enough. And if people do not talk about you at all, then that means you're forgettable. Are you forgettable? Or are you certain? When somebody goes into an appointment with you, is it easy to forget? Like, you know what? They weren't that all in. They weren't that good. Or could they feel the passion? Could they feel the conviction? Could they feel the love for the game? Does this make sense? Your team will never outcommit you. Your team won't be more committed than you. And so I think sometimes we have people that come into our business and we want them to win so bad. And all they're doing is looking at your example on whether or not they should dive into this thing. And your lack of commitment, it's what's creating the doubt in them. Because they're like, this seems amazing, but you're still part-time. This seems amazing, but you're still dipping your toes in. This seems amazing, but I don't see you getting results because you haven't truly committed. This seems amazing, but I doubt if it is because I'm looking at your example and you're supposed to be mentoring me and or teaching me and or coaching me and or leading me. And if you believe this worked, then how come you're operating the way that you are? Does this make sense? So that's number 3. Number 4, you ready for this? Obsessed people attract all the timers. All the timers attract full-timers. Full-timers attract part-timers. Part-timers attract spare-timers. And spare-timers attract nobody. Okay? I'm going to speak faster. Okay? You got to listen faster, okay? I'm just kidding. You ready? Obsessed people. Obsessed people. They love the game. This is all they think about. This is all they do. They're all in. They're 100% committed. It's the dominating thought in their mind. Obsessed people attract full-timers. Full-timers attract part-timers. Part-timers attract spare-timers. Spare-timers attract nobody. You will never attract more than what you are. And you will never attract that which you are not. And so if you want to attract better, then you need to become better. An 8 will never recruit a 9 unless they leverage a 10. And so some of us, we have a 7 of commitment, and we're trying to recruit someone that's an 8 of commitment, but we can't because we're not a 9 in our commitment level. So if you want to attract better, you have to commit to becoming better. No matter what, that needs to be your decision. This is a lifestyle. Like, this really is a lifestyle. People are like, Matt, how could you 365, 7 days a week, people calling you at midnight, FaceTiming you at 2 a.m. in the morning? It's a lifestyle. Like, people are like, don't you get annoyed? No, it's a lifestyle. The lifestyle I chose has me working with a whole bunch of people, changing a whole bunch of people's lives, looking at houses overlooking the ocean. It's a lifestyle. Someone who's obsessed, like, that's the difference. Like, someone who's obsessed, they've made business their lifestyle. Which is my last point. Put yourself in a sink or swim situation where you have no other option but to figure it out. See, the way that I've always operated is I look at the wall and I'm going to put my back against this. I'm going to put my back against the wall and I'm going to force myself to have no other option but to advance. I'm going to remove all other options for retreat and I'm going to advance. How do you take the island? You burn the boats that you can retreat to. Make sense? Like, I always tell people, like, if you want to win, you got to make an upfront decision that there is no quitting. You got to burn your boats. The reason people say burn your boats, why would you burn your boats? Because if you're going to take the island, but you have a plan B, you have an opportunity to retreat, well, then guess what? You will never give 100% if you have a backup plan. You'll never commit to plan A if you have a plan B. You got to eliminate everything else and say, all right, this is it. This is it. That's got to be your decision. I said this in Monterey and I'll say it again. The word decide, anything with the word side in it means to kill. Homicide, suicide, pesticide. So when you decide, I'm going all in here, when you decide that this is it, when you decide GFI is going to be a lifestyle and not just something you do or participate in, then what happens is you've killed off everything else. Make sense? Focus is not prioritizing something over another. Focus is the process of eliminating distractions. Focus is the process of elimination, not the process of prioritization. Most people think focus is prioritizing. Oh, I'm going to focus on this. I'm prioritizing this over that. No, the fact that there's that is what's going to keep you from getting this. Make sense? You got to create a contract with yourself and say, you know what? I'm signing a contract with me. I'm signing a contract with me. I'm going to sign a contract with myself that I'm unquittable. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say that would get me to quit. I'm signing that contract. I'm also going to sign a contract with myself in advance on how I'm going to deal with problems. And the reason I'm going to sign that contract is because I know problems are going to come. So I'm going to make a deal with myself on how I will deal with those problems before those problems come. So that way when the problem occurs, I've already decided how I'm going to deal with it. So I can just address it, move forward, and get back to advancing. I've already made a contract with myself that when my family brings me crap, I already made a contract with myself on how I'm going to deal with that. So when they do bring me crap, it's not going to affect my business. Make sense? We got to create contracts with ourselves around the business so that way nothing can become a distraction and we eliminate anything that keeps you from getting to the goal. Create those contracts. I want to challenge you to have a contract where you will not quit this business. And I hate to say it, but half of you will. Half of you are going to hear my message right now and you write down, I'm never going to quit. And then half of you are still going to go quit. And I want to challenge you, don't be a part of the half that gives up. Don't be a part of the half that gives up on their family. Don't be a part of the half that gives up on their last name. Don't be a part of the half that gives up on their goals and their dreams and their wants and their desires just because things got hard. Life is hard. That's it. Choose your hard. Do you know what's hard? A lot of you guys are young. You know what? You can't act young, by the way, if you want to win in this business. You got to level up, okay? But life is hard. This business is hard. Do you know what also is hard? You work in the next 30, 45 years for another person building their dream. So I don't know about you, but I chose my hard. And my hard was 5 years of 365, 100% dialed in focus. And I'm going to choose that hard so I don't have to work hard for somebody else the next 40, 50 years of my life. This is my hard. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. God bless you and your families. Let's go do something that's never been done before.